Good evening.
Good evening, and welcome to This Time with me, Jenny Gresham, and the man I am delighted, no, tickled pink, to announce is my new permanent co-host, Alan Partridge.
I'd like to tickle you pink. Tickle you pink.
So, end of an era, start of a new one.
Thank you. So many messages, the vast majority being positive. Also had a great meeting with the team. Had a few drinks, a few canapes, said a few words. You respect me, I'll respect you. It's as simple as that. It was a good atmosphere, yeah. Now, plenty in store tonight.
First, it's National Teenage Week. So every day we've been focusing on a different aspect of teenage life and getting down with Britain's youth.
Oh, yeah.
Take a look.
What's up?
And we're off.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Now very quickly, now we're co-hosting, we should probably meet at mine for lasagna once a week. You know, just to get to know each other, foster a bit of rapport. Doesn't have to be lasagna, it could be fish and chips on the cenotaph with a couple of cans.
Okay, lovely. Yeah, I think
Good.
it's a great idea.
Thank you.
All right. No, it's good. And you're right about the chemistry. It's all about the chemistry.
That's great.
I feel like the audience can just smell insincerity.
Absolutely.
It's like an animal instinct.
It is an animal instinct. Have you ever seen Noel Edmonds talk to contestants? They won't let cats in the studio because they start to hiss. Yeah.
Well, look, I think it will be fun because it will give us a chance to air any concerns, any quibbles, and it'll be great.
This is Dale.
Oh, hi, Dale. I'm Jenny. Nice to meet you.
What do you mean quibbles? What do you mean?
I'll tell you later.
You can't do that. Tell me now. You can't do that. Tell me.
All right, fine. It's your diction.
Thank you. Welcome back.
Tomorrow, our focus is on teenage angst and the troubling issue of self-harm.
Well, that's a tough issue, actually. The closest I've ever come to self-harm, I guess, would be I used to pluck nasal hairs when I was angry with myself after a show had gone badly. Sometimes poke my skin with one. I think that would make a good sword for an ant.
But today, we look at youth unemployment, a trend that has caused particular decay among Scottish inner cities.
And yet I know, anecdotally, from friends with large gardens, that Scottish people can make great workers. It's a shame.
We're joined on the sofa by Dale Daniels, himself long-term unemployed, who now campaigns to improve prospects for Scottish youth.
Dale, thanks for joining us.
Welcome.
Aye.
Now, you're furious, aren't you? Even for a Scot.
Well, so should everyone be, huh? And they've
Absolutely.
a so-called developed nation, you know, letting kids rot away in these estates, huh? When I
Indeed.
grew up,
I thought you were... Please.
when I grew up, there was industry, there was factories, and shipbuilding in the Clyde, you know, work if you wanted it. That's not there anymore, huh? And
Absolutely.
What?
Sorry.
So what happens? You know, I mean, kids fall into a cycle of crime and we lay the blame at them. But we did that, huh? You don't agree?
No, I do.
So how do we get out of this vicious cycle? Is it education, training?
Aye, but it's bigger than that, eh?
Eh.
It's, you know, it's about seeing the world from their point of view, huh?
No.
You know, we closed down Sure Start and football pitches and youth centres and you wonder why the kids get into bother, huh?
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know if you have any kids, huh? Huh?
Yeah.
Huh. Well, I've got a 13-year-old, yeah, and that's why I'm saying to the government, all you're doing is building problems for the future, huh?
It's amazing, because weirdly, what you're saying actually makes sense.
Eh? Aye.
Aye.
Good.
Good. Jenny.
Well, thank you so much, Dale Daniels. Finding the time to stay in shape isn't easy. I donned my sweatbands and leotard to find out how one street in Walsall are getting in shape.
The thing is, Alan, dry stone walling can be very, very therapeutic, and it does tend to attract quite sort of isolated, lonely sort of people. It's no accident, actually, that I am bulimic, and with my depression, it's like a big black cloud I just feel descending on me sometimes.
You're talking about your problems again. Stop it.
Sorry. Sorry, it's just nice to have the chance to actually chat about them.
I know, just don't. Now, tell us about chips and potatoes as it applies to dry stone walling. Tell us how chips are the small oblong stones and potatoes are the large round ones. You'll like this.
Well, chips are the small oblong stones and potatoes are the larger round ones.
I imagine that when you have your lunch and you use those two technical terms, chips and potatoes, and you're eating them, it must get very confusing. Does it?
No.
Right. Why not?
I normally just have a flask of soup.
Is it nice?
Yes, lovely, thank you.
What
Yes.
sort is it?
It's a mulligatawny soup that I usually have. It's quite a spicy brown sort of soup full of chopped up vegetables.
Oh,
and various
chopped up
bits
vegetables.
of
I'll tell you something, I can't stand liquid with bits in it. I'll tell you for why. Interesting anecdote. This should spice things up. Sorry about this, love, but it's going nowhere. We're going to move on. I've got a Kate Bush medley to do. Now, when I think about your big black cloud, when I was at school, my best friend would put vegetable soup in his mouth and pretend to be sick in the playground. And actually, you'll like this. It's right up your street. He would pretend to be sick in the playground, and I would crawl over and eat it up like a dog. Schoolboy prank. But it backfired. Because we were in assembly, and he'd just had some bad scampi, and was genuinely sick. And to cut a long story short, I ended up with child sick in my mouth. Sorry about that. Sorry. No, the irony is I was then genuinely sick. And I was standing in a line and I was sick on the back of the boy in front of me. And he in turn vomited on the back of the boy in front of me. It started off a whole chain reaction, rather like dominoes, or vominos. 9 boys in a row, most extraordinary, one after the other. I remember the last one had a kind of double kick. Came straight down his nostrils. Like a double-barrel shotgun. Bang! Went straight over the shoulders of the boy in front of him, thus breaking the chain.
Alan, we're back on.
With respect, Councillor, I think our listeners will be more concerned about cuts to public services.
Well, absolutely, Terry, and that's why we've set out proposals to ensure...
Let me take it from here. Throw me the ball. Councillor, you talk a good game. I caught it, by the way. But I have figures that show that you plan to cut public spending.
Are you talking about the raw figures or the figures adjusted for inflation?
Yes.
Well, the first or the second?
The first.
Well,
for God's sake.
in that case, that's wrong, because if you look at the figures, the actual spend has remained the same as last year, see?
Yeah. No, I understand it. I'm just checking it.
Well, it's there.
Yeah, that's fine.
Another area where we've seen a great deal of public anger is in council housing. Now, what is the proposal here?
I meant the second. Sorry, I meant the second one. When you gave me the choice before, I meant the second choice where the figures are adjusted for inflation.
Well, Alan, we've made no secret of the fact that we're not going to keep pace with inflation. In fact, it's one of the few issues that we have cross-party agreement on, so...
Right.
We've made no secret of the fact that we're going to have to make...
Bus fares.
I'm sorry?
Bus fares. Have you not put up bus fares?
As we said in our manifesto, we won't be putting up bus fares in any...
Have you put up bus fares?
Not in real terms.
Have you put up bus fares?
In line with inflation, we have had to keep pace...
Yes or no? Have you put up bus fares?
In our manifesto...
Have you put up bus fares?
We've only put up bus fares.
Have you put up bus fares?
Yes, but only
yes,
in as
but
much...
yes, yes.
Yeah.
Thank you. If you want to see that interview back online and see me getting a politician to admit something slightly different from what they said earlier and then saying, look, you said something slightly different from what you said earlier. And so 1-0.
It's 10 a.m.
It's just after 10 a.m. You have been listening to Alan Partridge with special guest Tory Bronwyn Matthews.
Tory Councillor Bronwyn Matthews.
Yeah, her, and what's your name?
Terry Cohen.
Terry Cohen. Get well soon to Eddie Shadow.
Shepherd.
Who I'm sure will get well very soon. That's rhetoric, not a prognosis. Right now, you're listening to Mid-Morning Matters with Alan Partridge. See ya.
take a cup of personality, pour in some chat, and drink up some good company. i.e. mid-morning matters with Alan Partridge.
Good evening, morning, afternoon. Who cares? Who gives a flying monkey? Because today we're talking about things you don't see much of anymore. Already we have capes, tinned meat, Horlicks, sparrows, hula hoops, the crisps, not the toy, hula hoops, the toy, not the crisp, swimming pools with deep ends, and asbestos. We'll be asking, should we bring some and or all of them back? So do please text, Twitter, spam, fax, page, write and or email